season has started. There were 4 games on yesterday's opening day. There were 15 goals. So goals galore, almost 4 goals a game. Will tonight be one of those games where we see a lot of goals? Your thoughts on that before we throw to our first feature?
Well, you know I like goals. I'm a goal scorer in my time. And no, I'm looking forward to that. Football is exciting when goals are scored. And I don't want a blowout. I'm not going to say that Molynes is not there, but they have to get their nerves under control very quickly. That is what is evident of what they have to do this evening. And also, a goal kind of changes the complexion of the game.
Yes.
Who will get that first goal? But bear in mind, the last season, although they won so many games, they lost their opening game. Portmore, that is.
All right, we take a break, but before that, we throw to a feature called our Football Story. When next you hear from us, it should be close to game time. We take a break. We'll go back.
Very good feelings to back at the top flight football in the country.
It's a great deal for the club and the community. You know, I think this is something the community has been looking forward to.
We had the backing of the community. A club like Molynes has rise to the National Premier League. It brings a new energy for the community, especially for the youth. You know, it gives the youth some hopes that there's a future.
We have quite a few youngsters in the team that I think will definitely surprise the country. And hopefully to join even the national and the 23.
Just like any other team in the National League, we are here to play positive football.
Attacking football, most definitely.
For a new club, and I would advise any new club that come up, when you go to the National Premier League, you have to blend your squad with experienced players.
I think I have a really great team.
The experienced player would bring the guidance for the young players.
Because we have some additional players that will bring strength in some very key areas.
That is absolutely superb!
To get players with top quality, you have to negotiate.
We have some key players that we had to bring strength into the team, like Kemar Silva, Devon Hodges.
Well, Hodges is my son, you know. Yeah, that's my son.
We're trying to bring some energy and, you know, higher pace and more tactical plays.
We are well prepared. Well prepared. Players go straight up to manager. We are well prepared for the National Premier League.
We are definitely here for the title.
We are happy to be on CVM TV.
You have to come out Monday night to see the surprise.
You know, it was 2001, 2002 when Arnett Gardens won the double. It's even longer since any team has won 3 times in a row. So we are excited and it's a new challenge for us to try and complete.
With a pure, clean swing of that right boot.
More exposure. Last year, you know, it was just one Monday night game each week. Now, majority of the games now will be showing live, so it's more exposure for a player who want to be professional out there, you know.
Hitting a long one, and it's gone in! Amazing!
I want the fans to come out and support their team in numbers, you know. It helps when you are at the venue cheering on your team, you know, it gives them that extra momentum to go.
What a hit! Well, you take a tap in these circumstances.
We don't get that when you're watching in front of the TV, so just come out and give your support each and every game.
I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen on a football pitch.
It seems we're getting started. It feels just like a party. It's time to get in the zone. And now that we have started, let love just feel your body. Like, come and give me some more. We go up, 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 up. We keeping it up, 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 up. The feeling is up, up,
All right, then welcome back to our coverage of Red Stripe Premier League football. My name is Orville Higgins, and there you see on the screen Portmore United, the defending champions, the two-time defending champions, will be taking on the newly promoted Molynes United. There's a shot of the spectators in the stands. Not really what you would call a bumper crowd down here at Arnett Gardens, but with the home team not playing, it is a reasonable crowd which could grow for the rest of the evening. There are the officials coming out, and the referee for this one will be Damien Parchment, as the ball boys and the flag bearers bring out the flag. There are the officials. Damien Parchment is the man in the middle. His assistants are Nicholas Anderson and O.J. Duhaney. And the fourth official for this one is Andrew Farquharson. With me this evening is Ali McNabb, former Jamaica coach, former Jamaica player. And Ali, should be an interesting game between the two-time defending champions looking to three-peat and the newly promoted Molynes United.
Yes, the game promises much. Nerves is going to play a big part, and that's going to be on the part of both teams. And the reason for that, it's the first Monday night game. And also, Molynes, they're making their debut. Will they be able to manage their nerves in this game? On the part of Portmore, they have a new coach who wants to make his mark, show that he has stepped into the big boots of Shavar Thomas, who led him to back-to-back championship. Will he be able to be the one that carry off the three-peat? We'll wait and see.
All right, so the team is being met now by a representative of the main sponsor, Red Stripe. The captain of Molynes United just taking showing the players through their, just introducing the players to the sponsor.
I think it's interesting that we should highlight the fact that this is the 9th year of sponsorship by Red Stripe.
Right.
And so we have to give kudos to that company who has stuck by football, who has certainly, made their mark and made the effort and brought to bear this Monday night enigma, which has been a staple, as I said, locally. And we hope that this season, with the increased coverage and all of that, that this will be supported by the general public.
All right, and it's time now for the national anthem. We take a break as we go for the national anthem. And the two teams meeting each other. There's a shot of the ground. But here are the teams, and as you see there, the Portmore United team to be coached by Ricardo Bibi Gardner. Shaven Sean Paul in goal. Ryan Wellington, Siegel Knight. Andre Lewis. Roberto Johnson, the left back. He's been around for a little while. Then there's Osani Ricketts. Randy Smith. Rosario Harriet. Courtney Allen. Emilio Rousseau. And Sheldon McCoy. And referee Parchment now just having a spinning of the coin. And the teams will, the winner of the coin will decide whether they kick off or where do they start. And the obligatory shaking of hands and meeting the officials as we go on. Those are the officials, Damien Parchment, as we said, Nicholas Anderson and O.J. Duhaney, the assistants. Andrew Farquharson, the fourth referee and the match commissioner for this one. Garfield McDonald. And then this is the Molynes United team. Bob Lander Evans is in goal. And Keith Wright should be playing in the left back position. And Jeremy Nelson, one of the attacking midfielders. Tariq Wilson should be the holding midfielder. The number 10, Nicholas Nelson, look out for him on the right-hand side of the field. Patrick Shecklud should be one of the people they expect to get goals from. Sergini Frankson should be playing just in front of the defensive duo. And the two teams now just going to a little huddle. Referee and the assistants just ensuring that all is well. And we are about to start here, Ali, in what should be an interesting start. Usually the defending champions want to send an early message that we are here to do well, and conversely the newly promoted team also want to prove that they belong at this level. So both teams have an interest in doing well for different reasons, and it usually makes it an interesting encounter.
Using a boxing analogy, Mike Tyson. Remember what Mike Tyson wants to do. Mike Tyson wants to take you out early.
Yes.
I think that's what Portmore wants to do. They want to hit a goal, put Molynes on the back foot, and say, have no dreams, have no expectations. We're going to see what happens. On the same time, Molynes is here to say, listen, we are here, and we are here to stay, and we want to make a statement. So I'm looking forward to what's happening here.
All right, so we should be having the kickoff in a minute now. There's a referee Parchment just checking his watch. And any second now we should be getting the opening whistle. We'll just await Mr. Parchment. Not sure why that little delay. And here we go. It's going to be Molynes United with the kickoff.
I think he's synchronizing with his linesmen. He looked over to his linesmen to see that they're on the same wavelength where their watches are concerned.
All right, so now we have the kickoff. Molynes United kicking from right to left on your screen. And your big centre half, Farkinson, playing it to his right. And then this is the first throw of the game. The outfield here, Sir Ali, is a little heavy when I saw it, but your thoughts on how the ball is expected to move on this surface?
Well, it looks good. I took a little walk around. There are areas of although it's grassy, underneath is a little uneven. But overall, it's a good-looking pitch. And I think that it's early season yet. But although I saw something earlier, although it's just a few minutes, is that the moment the Molynes defense got the ball, the Portmore team started crowding them.
Yeah.
And mistakes were made from that.
Roberto Johnson, the left back with that throw, will go out again. Johnson it is who will take it quickly. Rondé Smith was fouled. There's a shot of Bibi Gardner. Portmore with the first free kick. Well into enemy territory.
Well, his reputation is on the line, Bibi Gardner. He was at Harbourview, as we know. He didn't have much success there. He came over to Portmore, inherited a pretty good team, and so one expects that he's going to perform.
All right, so Emily Rousseau will take the free kick. And just to the left-hand side of the box, there are half a dozen Portmore shirts in the area to aim at.
Well, the tall Courtney Allen is on the right side, and he looks as if he wants to attack this ball. There he is way with that blonde look.
Here's a kick from Rousseau, headed out well. And the defense did well that time to get the ball away. And it is obvious that Portmore United has come to play. Here's a good ball up front. Good shot that from...
That's a wonderful effort coming from, it looked to have been Tariq Wilson. The number 15, Ryan Brown.
It is who came up with a shot.
And if he knew what to do, he could have put that ball in the back of the net, which would be totally against the run of play. But that in itself, Orville, just shows you that Molynes is not coming here to roll over.
Yeah, gotten the first sighter at goal. Early days yet. Here's Portmore with it at the back. Hurry up. Ricketts for Portmore. Trying to find the man called L.A. Lewis. Here's Andre Lewis now. Portmore still in possession. Now they lose it. Nelson for Molynes United. Now Patrick Seclude coming all the way back in defense. I like the fact that both teams seem to be intent, Sir Ali, at just passing it around in these early exchanges.
Well, they need to get a rhythm. That's usually what you want in the early stages, to calm your nerves. Do what you do in training. And I think that both teams are intent on doing that.
Throw for the Molynes United team. Just under 3.5 minutes in the game. And here's Molynes United. Down at the back with it. Frankinson or Frankson. Sergino Frankson puts it upfield. Here's a shot. That was blocked by Ryan Wellington, just turning his back on it.
What's interesting though, Orville, is the fact that
Jesus Sims.
Yeah.
Right, the coach of Molynes.
What is interesting, and we have seen just two inclinations of it, is that Molynes look as if they're not going to be intimidated in terms of firing shots from any angle.
No, they've taken 2 shots in the first 4 minutes. Portmore haven't yet had a shot on goal. Here's a good cross coming over. That's a decent cross. And Damian Thompson, who overlapped from that right back position, could have gotten a header onto it.
I just think he didn't know how to take it. He could have jumped and taken that on his chest, because the defenseman was actually waiting on the ball to come instead of attacking it.
Here's a ball floated inside. Could this be another attempt on goal? And Thompson dispossessed. But still, Molynes keep coming. That one is floated up, headed away. And the Molynes team here, Sir Ali, is not afraid to come forward. Here's a good ball downfield towards Rondé Smith. And running into trouble, but gets the whistle.
Well, Rondé Smith is a season.
Actually, that was Lewis. That was Andre Lewis with the ball. He was twisting and turning the number 11.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, he seems to be a good player, likes the ball at his feet, and he seemed to have some pace, you know, Allen. And we're going to see what he does, because he has too much room on that right-hand side.
Yeah. Courtney Allen, it was who earned the foul. There is he. And then now is Andre Lewis who will take the free kick, the man they call L.A. Lewis. This is the second free kick that Molynes would have given up close to the box. One was at the left side, the goalkeeper for Molynes, Blander Evans, shouting instructions. Here's the free kick. Floated up to the back post, and referee saying goal kick.
I thought it was a wasted opportunity. There was an opportunity to fire a hard shot at goal, and he went for the pass, and it was a wayward one. Wasted opportunity.
Zari Harriet in the number 19 playing at centre half, but he's big and tall and usually comes up for the dead ball situations. Ball is in the middle of the park again. Just over 6 minutes gone, and both teams inclined to just pass it around. Here's Portmore. This is L.A. Lewis. Sends it over towards Ryan Wellington. Wellington with it. Starts a little forward run, then just checks and come back. Siegel Knight with a good ball down the left-hand side. And Roberto Johnson, the number 16, just didn't make the advance run. Portmore continue to retain possession. Ball coming over towards Asani Ricketts now on the right-hand side. Back inside. And the ball will again come over to L.A. Lewis, who seems to be seeing a lot of the ball. So Portmore getting a lot of the ball here, Sir Ali, bouncing it around. There's L.A. Lewis, or we give him his proper name, Andre Lewis.
Well, you know, there's a L.A. Lewis in the area.
Yeah, not the one that, not the entertainer. But Portmore bouncing it around. But the two shots that we've had so far, the two shots that were dead ball shots, were created by Molynes United, although they have seen a lot less of the ball.
You know, Orville, I'm constricted about when we do commentary and when we look at football. What you see is a Molynes team that looks as if they know where their strengths are.
Yeah.
And that means that once they get anywhere near the penalty box, they're not going to be afraid to fire the shot. Right now, the Portmore side seem to be intent on trying to play the ball, and L.A. Lewis, having come back into after 5 years being away, he now wants to control the midfield. What's going to happen? It's going to unfold very shortly. I think mistakes are going to be made.
All right, so here is Osana Ricketts for the Portmore team. He loses it and comes out to the hard-working Allen. Ball booted up. Good control that. Well-placed header. Keith Wright it is from Molynes United, who just couldn't keep it in play. And it's going to be another Portmore throw. Taken quickly. Comes back to Ricketts. You've seen a lot of the football in that right back position. Booted it down. And here's a chance for Rondé Smith now for Portmore. Will he unleash a shot? He does! Not a bad effort that from the number 20 Rondé Smith, the goalkeeper. You can see there, he's not happy that so much room was created. And that was Portmore's first real shot at target outside of the dead ball.
Individual effort by Rondé Smith, I like it. The trouble is that he had a better pass because there was Allen who made the right side run. Had he made that, he was completely free because this left back of Molynes seemed to be lost in the game. He hasn't yet adjusted.
All right, so now the corner kick. Goalkeeper Blander Evans not pleased. Here's the corner coming over. Inadvertently headed in the other direction. But Portmore still in possession. Here's Siegel Knight. Comes all the way back defensively. The ball will come over towards good ball inside. Well held on to. Emilio Rousseau was the man who got that ball inside, but well held on to by the goalkeeper.
Well, what is happening here is that the game is opening up. It's not tight as we think it should be. And I'm wondering, as we see this attack in play by Portmore.
Ryan Brown looks to have been in an offside position.
Yes, he was a little anxious. You see the size of him, he's a strong player.
Yep.
And I think he's going to pose some problems to this Portmore side if they do not pay him some attention. He's not a frilly player, Orville. He looks to have just one thing in mind. Put the ball in the back of the net.
Here you go. Big, strong chap. This is Sean Paul for Portmore. A goalkeeper who has impressed to the point of earning national calls from time to time. There's Portmore on the attack once more though. L.A. Lewis, Andre Lewis, goes to his left. There's the ball slipped through. This could be a chance for Portmore. Coming back inside for Lewis, but he couldn't get to the end of it. Now it's played outside right towards Ricketts. Can he get there? No. Maybe not even Bowles could get there. The ball played so far ahead of him. He's seen a lot of the football.
Oh, yes.
On this right-hand side of the Portmore defense.
I think whether it's the coach or whether it's the players, because sometimes the senior players are very important to a team. And right away, Allen has picked up that this left fullback on the line side, which I think is Keith Wright, is not too into the game. He hasn't adjusted, or he just seems lost. The occasion, I don't know what the reason is, but he's just not moving as he should. And that they're going to exploit that, I think.
Just over 11 minutes gone. Jeremy Nelson it is, who got the ball back. Here's Molynes United with it. Back of their own half. Here is Keith Wright, the man that you're not overly enamored with at the moment here, Ali.
No, he has got to wake up, because right now he's the weak link.
Here's a chance for Nicholas Nelson to have a go. The number 10 for Molynes United. That's the third time they've had a crack from just outside the box. Sean Paul not looking too happy, but Nicholas Nelson not getting his shot on target. Here is the good build-up. Nicholas Nelson just dribbling to his right, getting the ball in his right foot and then booting it high into the night sky.
You know, Orville, I like the intention of this Molynes side. They're not intimidated. The more the game goes on, it's 12 minutes, and guess what? They are settling down even more so than Portmore. Portmore seems to be trying to find a rhythm instead of find the back of the net.
Yeah, this Molynes team, not as the saying goes, not dying, wandering. They're really firing in some shots. Portmore, though, with an attack down the left-hand side, well broken up. And Roberto Johnson will take the throw.
No, going back to the Molynes attacking style, I think it's refreshing, and I like to see players try their luck.
Also up front, trying to find Courtney Allen, but didn't get to it. And now here's Molynes, Nicholas Nelson, the man who missed the ball, gets the ball back. No, didn't quite reach Patrick Shekloud. Ricketts. That was Siegel Knight. The ball at the back of the Portmore defense. Dribbling out with it is Sheldon McCoy, who gets it back. McCoy coming all the way back defensively towards Harriet. And the pocket picked that time around by Keith Wright. Now it's with Nelson. Will he have a crack? Nelson rolls it to his right. This could be interesting. And oh my goodness, it's Jermaine Nelson with a shot. Good goalkeeping. This Molynes team are showing, Sir Ali, that, well, they are certainly bristling with intent, not anything yet on target.
Well, you know, that was a glorious opportunity. Nelson just didn't know how to score that goal. He went for power instead of placement, because the goalkeeper game, he could have chipped it, he could have done many things.
Here it is again. Nelson looked up, picked a spot, but the goalkeeper, you'd have to say, made himself big, advancing, made the target smaller. And another shot. It's the first on target, but I'm impressed with the fact, as you said, Sir Ali, they're willing to shoot from all angles, and different people taking the shots as well.
Well, the thing about football is like a batsman in cricket. You're there to score runs.
There is Ricketts with his floated ball inside and just chested away.
And it's your friend again, Mr. Wright.
Here is Portmore. The defending champions are certainly not having things their own way. Rosario Hallett trying to make a clearance.
The Molynes team is gaining in confidence. That missed opportunity, although missed, is sending a message to the rest of the players. Here is your number 15 coming down in defense. So their spirits are high. They are now believing, listen, I'm playing the defending champions and we're doing well.
Indeed. Here's that chance for Portmore to set up something over on that left-hand side. The cross comes in. The goalkeeper does well. Bob Lander Evans is the name of the goalkeeper. Now this one is booted up long, asking Ryan Brown to chase. He's managed to win it. Good work that by Ryan Brown. Here's the cross coming inside from Nelson. Can't get there. Cleared away. Well, maybe not quite cleared away. And here is Nelson again. Didn't control, but still retained possession. Well, coming out towards Keith Wright. Back to Nelson. Nelson's pass inside is not bad. Oh, good work that from Siegel Knight from Portmore to win the ball, and now Portmore with an attack of their own. The feeling that this Molynes United team is much quicker in transition between defense to attack. They don't fool around. They're a very direct playing football team. Portmore want to take a few more touches, but it's not creating the amount of opportunities for them as has Molynes United so far. Still nil, although after just under 17 minutes.
Well, certainly, as you said, it seemed as if Portmore wants to play the touch game, and if that's their style, fine. But you've got to do it in the attacking third. They're not doing so.
I'm a little disappointed, Ali, that both teams, for the most part, are playing quite narrow. We haven't seen too many crosses from the flanks of either team. We've seen Roberto Johnson making a few runs down the left, but for the most part, the midfield is compact, and so is the middle of the park, and both teams would be well served.
Well,
if they employ a little bit wide, a little bit more width in their attack.
And I'm agreeing with you, Orville, simply because Baby Gardner is known for his wing play.
Yes.
So I was hoping to see Portmore behaving like that.
Here is Nelson with a ball on the outside. This could be a chance for Wilson. Oh, that was tame.
But guess what?
Tame effort from Wilson.
The Molynes strength is in the middle of the park. So I'm not going to blame them to go down the wing, because they're getting opportunities down the middle of the park.
Yeah.
So is it a matter of time? Well, time will tell us.
Let's Kemar Seavright. And oh, that was some good work that by the to be Sheffield with that effort. Portmore again will come away with it. It's a long ball, hoping to pick out Allen, but Allen was nowhere near it. Goalkeeper coming out. Boblando Evans.
When he looked at White and said, no, I'm not going to give it to White. He's not having a good game.
Nah.
But I tell you, when I see White getting and making some passes and gaining in confidence, then I know something is on the cards from Molynes.
Little tussle going on in the middle of the park. The ball coming to Sheldon McCoy. Now McCoy makes that pass downfield towards Lewis. Sends it over towards Ricketts. Well, it was intended for Ricketts. Here's Nelson. On the attack, Nelson just tripping over his own feet.
Trying to do a little too much.
Yeah. There's Portmore coming out towards Ricketts again. Ricketts finding himself deep in his own half.
But all after 20 minutes of football, one can't see who is the defending champions and who is the newcomer.
They certainly haven't really stamped their authority in any really meaningful way. Here's a long ball upfield, but headed away by Frankson. And they'll try again. This time it's Kemar Seavright who boosts it upfield. Whistle on the play. Foul against Ryan Brown. This is going to be a handful, Ali. He doesn't look to be at what we call in Jamaica the most skillful, but he looks to have pace, and he has very direct intentions. He's fouled, and a chance for the Molynes team to launch this one up front, which they do. It's headed away.
And they keep winning the second
Here's
ball.
a chance for another shot, though.
And that's your friend Brown again.
Left-footed effort that went spiraling over the bar, but they can't. That's Brown again, the number 15. This Portmore team can't keep giving up shots within 20-25 yards. Here's the ball coming in. Here is Brown with a left-footed effort that went over the bar, but at some point you'll feel that one of this may prove dangerous. That's maybe the fifth shot from just in and around the area.
Well, they want goals, and I think they recognize that goals win matches. Sims, as I said, has been around for a little while. You know, again, a boxing analogy. You know you can't, Mike Tyson knew he can't go 11 rounds. So he's going to knock you out early.
Patrick Sheffield inside with it. And it's headed back to the goalkeeper. And again, Jermaine Nelson in that attacking midfielder's role, finding himself in the box. Portmore United with 53% of the possession there, and Molynes with 47, as you see. But Molynes have had more opportunities. So Portmore is playing it around, wanting to be to get everybody involved, not as direct as this Molynes team, and haven't had as many looks, as they say in basketball, as this Molynes United team. Here they are again. Wilson it is.
Well, they're winning the ball. They're winning the ball in the middle of the park, and they're going directly at the throat of the Portmore defense. And as you rightly analyze, Orville, it's just a matter of time before they put the ball in the back of the net. One hopes that Baby Gardner will see that and ask and create an adjustment, because Nelson has too much room. He wins every second ball, and not only that, he's well prepared to take on the defense.
Yeah, Roberta Johnson there just having a little chat with the referee. And Portmore winning a free kick well inside their own half. There's a long ball upfield. And nobody will get there. That's a, well, goalkeeper has to come. I don't think Portmore United will feel that they have made the most auspicious of starts as the defending champions. But they are they're a team that you feel that as the season go on, they look a little bit more fluent.
Well, remember last year they lost their opening fixture.
But this Molynes United team, certainly on the evidence of what we've seen so far, for a new team, they've certainly not looked intimidated and have looked decent. Here is Keith Wright. Now the ball comes all the way back to Frankson. Trying to find an opening is Molynes United. Comes back to Kemar Seawright. Good ball up front. Good shielding work done by Nelson, who gets it to his right. And here's a chance for a shot. And it's a goal! It had to come. Looks to be the number 15, Ryan Brown. He's threatening all evening. And I did say, Ali, that the goal, one of these shots that Portmore was giving up, could end up in the back of the net, and that's exactly what happened. And it's Ryan Brown, and the defending champions find themselves a goal down. It's Molynes United 1, Portmore 0.
I'm not surprised, Orville. We've seen it, the writing was on the wall, and here we are again. Lovely pass by Nelson, and two defenders closing on Brown.
Slipped between them so nicely, and the right-footed shot just gave the goalkeeper, Savin Sean Paul, absolutely no chance. He's not, as I said, the most skillful. He's not the type that will excite spectators for what he does in between times. But he looks very direct. And we did say all that, Ali, 1-0 to Molynes.
Well, guess what? You said that he's not the most skillful of players. His skill is putting the ball in the back of the net.
What we call skillful in Jamaica doesn't salad and pie.
He's a coach's dream. Everybody wants a player that works that hard. Every coach wants a player that is direct and loves to put the ball in the back of the net. And he just did that. Let's see the adjustment that Portmore is going to make, if they do make it.
Harry Harriet and Ryan Wellington beaten. And this is Molynes United again. This could be them developing confidence here.
Why not?
Portmore. Seagull Knight comes all the way back.
The formation that they're playing, Portmore that is, they expose their centre half too quickly, too easily.
Here's a long ball downfield for Lewis to chase. Can he get there? Yes, he does. Not the greatest of crosses. For somebody of his ability, we'll be disappointed with that. There's Bibiga. Can't be too happy.
Well, so many things was wrong with that attempted cross. First of all, there's nobody in the penalty box. So if it went there, it would have been wasted. And because the defenseman was on him so long, he needed to have played it back and brought his other players into play.
So, Portmore United, the defending champions, are 1-0 down by Molynes United. 15 goals scored in the first 4 games, in the opening games yesterday, Ali. 1 goal already here.
And I believe there are more goals in this game.
More goals to come. Here is a clearance from Portmore. It comes to Nelson.
Oh, he over-dribbled that. That should have been 2.
Nelson getting a chance to make it 2-0. Here it comes out to Keith Wright. Now inside, here's a chance for a shot at goal again by Nelson. And there are 2 Nelsons here, by the way. There's Jeremy Nelson and the number 10, Nicholas Nelson. And to be honest, this Portmore defense is looking a little shaky here, Ali.
And you're surprised. The coach, Bibiga, is a defenseman. It's surprising as we look at the chairman of the PLCA, Mike Henry,
yes,
who is also the chairman of Humble Lions.
Yeah, this Portmore team is not able to stop Molynes from creating opportunities in and around the box. Here's another one. And that was just poor controlling by Shekloud. Otherwise, he could have launched off a shot. Here is Wright. right up front. He's looking a little bit better. Oh, Damian Thompson there, not charged for that shoulder charge. And Portmore at the moment, not looking particularly impressive, truth be told here, Sir Ali.
They're looking like the defending champions.
They are. The defending champions should be looking a little more imposing for against a newly promoted team. 27 gone, and Molynes United leading 1-0.
Confidence is high, and it's growing with this Molynes side. And when you have a forward like Nelson got a glorious opportunity.
Yeah.
He just, obviously he's not versed with his left foot. That's why he kind of spooned it. He scooped it. But were it Brown, that would have been too low.
And this is what Portmore is doing. They are playing it around at the back. They are a good team when they are unsung. They are the best passing team in Jamaica. But today, they've been not as direct as maybe they could be. Whistle on the play. And it goes against Roberto Johnson. He's not happy.
Well, he elbowed him. That's what he did. He protected himself instead of doing it see that elbow going first,
yeah,
and then the hand flashed.
Referee wasn't happy with that elbow against Rakiba Farquharson. And now here is Portmore. They're just not looking as fluent, looking a little disjointed.
I think they're rattled.
Here's a chance for another shot at goal. Comes out towards the other Nelson, number 10. Can't get the ball on his feet. Now the shot.
Woo! He pulled that wide. This Molynes side should have been up 3-0.
Nelson there with the number 10 in his back, twisted and turned. Look at Sean Paul's face as he's saying, what on earth is happening? The defending champions are being made to look, what's the word?
Ordinary.
Ordinary.
No, what is happening here, Orville, is that the centre halves are too exposed to Portmore. As you said, they're playing the ball around in the danger area. And what Molynes is doing is just crowding them, winning the second ball, and going at them. If they were better strikers, so to speak, this game would have been put away already.
Could have been at least 2. And here is the Molynes team, the goal scorer. The Molynes team, Sir Ali, I don't know it's early days yet, but they just look a little bit more energetic, a little bit more physical.
That's what a goal does for you. That's what a goal does.
Here is the whistle, and eventually fouling the goal scorer, the number 15, Brown. Here is the free kick by Seavright. And it's to the edge of the box.
Over the 2 Nelson brothers, or if they are brothers, along with Brown, are doing fantastic work.
There's some good football being played at the moment. And look at that. That's just disorganization for me. Look at the 2 Portmore.
Nobody was talking to each other.
He did not have to clear that. And you're right. Portmore looks to be rattled. There's the number 5, Ryan Wellington, having words with Rosario Harriet. These 2 haven't been understanding each other. Ryan Brown got the ball in between the 2 of them when he scored his goal. And that one was an easy control, but poor communication in the center of area for Portmore. And it continues to demonstrate itself. Here's the corner. Floated up to the back post, and did the goalkeeper get a touch now? Goal kick.
No, Orville, they're rattled. There's no doubt that Portmore is rattled. And when you see Jamaican players begin to argue amongst themselves,
trouble.
It's big trouble. And somebody has to, on that Portmore team, calm the nerves.
Yeah. They certainly have been, pleasantly surprised. Well, not for them, I don't think. They think it's pleasant. But for neutrals like myself, it's good to see that a newly promoted team is giving the defending champions a real run for their money here.
Well, I'm a football fan, and whoever plays good football, I'm a fan of theirs.
There you go.
And when you look here, Molynes came in here with all odds against them.
Here's a chance. Oh, well, I was about to say Siegel Knight has an opportunity to wheel away, but good defensive work that from Sergini Frankson. Deep in the heart of the Molynes defense. That one is cleared up front. And here is a good ball down that left-hand side. Look how easily they find themselves in good position. That's Nelson. Nelson looks up. And he was hoping to find Brown, the goal scorer. Brown is just eased out of the way.
Well, Nelson made a mistake. He should have taken a run down the line, pulled the defense a little bit, and square. But he doubts his left foot. That's why he missed those early opportunities.
Like we said, Alan, neither well as Brian Brown seems to be seriously hurt, holding on to his mouth. Referee just checking if he's okay. Now he's calling on the medics.
Well, they're going to come with a cold spray. Does he want that on his lip?
Let's see the incident that would have led to that. It came in. There is Brown. And there was a little push from Wellington. Not sure it was intentional. The referee wouldn't have blown for any foul.
It actually, the push was to the chest. It's the trailing arm that caught him on the chin.
And this is Sean Paul talking to his team. That's not a happy camper. Maybe some choice Jamaican words in between some of what he's saying.
I do believe, though, that the big problem that Portmore has is that L.A. Lewis, who is supposed to be the playmaker, has not stamped his authority on the game. Plus, he's playing towards the wing rather than in the middle of the pitch, where he's able to dictate and spray passes. And the moment the ball breaks down from him, there's a big hole in the middle. And Nelson, the number 10, is just saying, thank you for the second ball.
Pace.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that this the Molynes team is showing at the moment. Pace to burn. Portmore looks a little sluggish, looks a little slow.
It's a style that Portmore is playing. They've been told, and I saw Bibby Gardner do that with Harborview, where what he was doing is wanting to make the football look good. It's a beautiful game. But you have to have the players to do so.
Certainly not a beautiful scoreline at the moment. Not if you're Portmore United. We played 33 minutes whistle on the play. Portmore gets a free kick. Having said all that, though, it's still only 1-0. And Portmore United certainly have the quality from out of nowhere to spring one back.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they left the quality at home tonight.
Here's Portmore.
Because they're certainly not looking as if they want to score a goal.
L.A. Lewis it is who makes the pass up front to Siegel Knight. Now he will come across to Rosario Harriet. Harriet, who was such a good wing back in his day, has been a little older and slower, now playing in central defense. That's a lot of the field. Could be another chance for Brown!
Oh,
he scores! Ryan Brown has scored his second. That's a happy-looking coach, and that's a disappointed goalkeeper. And all of a sudden, it's Molynes 2, the defending champions Portmore 0.
I'm not surprised again. I said it before the first goal. How can you have your centre half being the playmaker? They started pressing against Molynes, and the ball kept being played by the two centre halves. One mistake, and with a player like Brown, who is fast and pacey.
Look at the pace. Look at the defenders are nowhere to be found. Sean Paul did what he had to do. He had to come and try to block. But look at that. Nobody within touching distance of Ryan Brown. Good pace to get there ahead of the goalkeeper. And good composure.
But I think you have to give credit to Nelson. Nelson saw that space very quickly.
Yes,
his back was turned, and he recognized, well, he knows the strength of his player, which is Brown. And he just played that ball in the open space behind. This is what happens when you counter, when you try to play the high press, which is what they were forced to do to try and peg back up Molynes. Well, it didn't work. They're 2-0 down.
35 minutes, and the defending champions are at 6th and 7th at the moment. Portmore not looking good whatsoever. Who knows where this will end up here. Well, this could be another chance. The goalkeeper has come. This is just careless football now by Portmore.
But Orville, what is happening? Your centre halves are playing the ball around in the wrong area. That's lack of intelligence.
Just not looking the part at the moment.
How can your two centre halves be playing the ball right now? They need to be bringing their midfielders into play, which is what they're not doing.
Osana Ricketts for Portmore will start. He hopes to make something of this. That was good work, that by Courtney Allen.
Yes, it's Courtney Allen, but he has no help.
Gets it inside, but
a weak cross.
Nobody was there. It's booted upfield, and look how quick the Molynes team. There's that player down just outside of your camera. Referee Parchment hasn't seen it yet. Now the Portmore players just get the ball away. It's Brown, the goal scorer. Ryan Brown.
It would be a travesty if we lose Brown in this game. He's holding on to his leg, Orville. He seemed to have gotten a knee in his thigh, and that usually is just something to wear off.
This may be something off the ball, maybe cramps.
But he has been running all evening, so you may be right,
Dr. Higgins. Yeah, it cramps, because we didn't see any physical contact with any of the players. I could be wrong, but we were following the ball. Could be a case of cramp. And he's the man mainly responsible for the fact that Molynes United are 2-0 up. You could almost say Ryan Brown 2, Portmore 0. And here's the goalkeeper collided with him. Yeah, that is what
the knee caught him in there.
But he's walking there fairly well, and then maybe just couldn't.
Well, it takes a little time to kind of wear off.
Well, so
he's not going to feel that until tomorrow.
All right, well, let's see. It is at that point he went down. All right, so he's off the field. He's saying the knee. They are doing some work. Here is Molynes sportingly giving the ball back to Portmore after they had just gotten rid of it to ensure that Brown got treatment.
Where the fun and games may come about is if Molynes gets a third goal.
That would be interesting. Now, on the bench for Molynes, let's talk to you about that for a while as Portmore try to do something here. Ball coming all the way back in defense. L.A. Lewis forced to go to his left for Johnson. Here's a chance for a cross. It's not a bad one, but Courtney Allen, well, he heads away from goal. Here's a shot that looked innocuous, but it could be interesting. It's Rondé Smith, I think, with the effort. And Rondé Smith, the Portmore striker, has really not seen too much of the football over the 39 minutes that we've played so far.
Well, Rondé Smith's a good player. The trouble is that he's in and out of the game. His career has always been that. He's not a player that stamps his authority and puts you under pressure. He's like a ghost. He comes and he does something brilliant, and then he goes away again.
Again, a ball of field, but that was a bad pass from Keith Wright. And the two centre halves here for the Portmore team, Rosario Harriet and Ryan Wellington, they've looked slow, they've looked indecisive. And they've just not played with the kind of urgency, maybe. This is the goal scorer.
He's still limping.
Still limping. And
when you look at the bench, there is Mitch Wright, who is a striker that could come on in his place. What kind of a player he is?
There's a certain Devon Hodges.
Well, there's also Devon Hodges,
who is not dissimilar a player to Ryan Brown. Big and bustling, holds up the ball well. Well, that was the last time I saw him. Not sure he's actually warming up, I understand, Devon Hodges.
Well, the thing is that Devon Hodges, if he's in good shape,
can be a handful.
Oh, he's an awesome player and kicks well with either leg.
Yeah.
So he would be a perfect replacement for Brown. The trouble is that I'd love to see Brown on the field.
Yeah, that knock on the knee may just force an early substitution. There's a long ball downfield. They're hoping to find Osani Ricketts. Ricketts with the header up front. And it's long the play. Portmore get a chance to regroup. The call made against the team. That's a shot of Devon Hodges warming up. Emilio Rousseau was the man who was fouled that time, the number 23. It's as if he wants the free kick as well.
And Orwell, this is the same position that they got a free kick at the early part of the game. And when they should have taken a shot at goal, they went for a pass. Now because they're 1-0 down.
They're 2-0 down.
Or 2-0 down, forgive me.
No, well, this is it. I think he's seen enough. He won't carry on. Ryan Brown, having scored 2 goals, you could say he has done his job. But
I'm sorry to see him go because he's an exciting player. As you said, he has done his job. But then Devon Hodges coming on, you're not going to miss him too much.
He's in serious pain. That right knee seems to be really causing him some pain. And sadly,
I wish they could show us a replay of that to see what happened to him again. And Devon Hodges looks in good shape because normally he's a pudgy type player. He doesn't look too bad there.
Yeah. So it's, as you see there, Ryan Brown being taken off. And in a minute now we'll see Devon Hodges going in. That's the substitution. Hodges, who was at one stage one of the more feared strikers in Jamaica, has had national experience, played overseas, and just now going in to see what he can do.
I believe he was down at Mount Pleasant for a little bit as well.
Yes, he was.
He's normally, as I said, a pudgy player. I don't know because he's getting older, but he looks a little in shape for me right now.
Here's
so I'm anxious to see what he's like.
Portmore with a throw inside the box. And clearance. Referee not liking something. He's given a kick against Portmore. And that's Ronde Smith, the striker for Portmore, has had very little to do. His team just hasn't provided the kind of service. He's been marked for the most part by that man, the number 47, Sir Genie Frankson, who's done a good job on him.
But if you look at this Molynes defense, Orville, they carry good size. They're all 6-footers.
Yes.
And they have, good physique. And so it's not going to be easy, to pick them out.
Big ball up front, a clearance from Portmore. Osana Ricketts with it. Didn't have the confidence to control. He booted it away, which when you're not confident, that's not a bad idea. That's Devon Hodges there just lurking around. Here's the throw. Hodges gets his first touch. Oh, good work that by Wright, finding himself inside the box. Slips it out to Nelson! Tame.
Well, Nelson is a dribbler. That's the first thing. And he used his foot side, and it went straight to the goalkeeper.
Could Portmore reply here? It's a ball coming over. Put back inside for Seagull Knight. Knight can't do anything with it. Here is the other Nelson, the number 10. He's outside of the goal scorer. May very well be the second best player on the park.
I would actually say he's the best player.
All right, there you go. He has been very influential.
I like that word, yes.
And Brown has put the 2 balls in the net, but the number 10 has worked hard. The 4th official says 2 minutes. Yeah, there it is. 2 minutes to be added on.
I think Portmore is hoping that those 2 minutes go by very quickly. The coach would certainly want to have them in the locker room for instructions of it.
Baby Gardner will be reading the riot act. Baby Gardner's reputation is on the line. Didn't do all that well at Harborview. Had a national under-20 team that he didn't do all that well with. He was a fantastic player, but just finding his footing as a coach. And when you take a team that has won back-to-back titles, you have to at least get them in winning position. Nelson is fouled, and maybe the plan is to foul the influential players. They've already gotten Ryan Brown out of the game. Yellow card up for Harriet. And Nelson, who we're saying was one of the more influential players, has been taken down. And
that's how the game works,
Harriet offering a hand.
That's how the game works.
Get rid of the dangerous players on the other side.
I won't use such harsh word to get rid of him, but close mark him and make him feel you.
That's the reason why I didn't play football. That's Harriet.
Well, I've felt many a hit whenever I came too close to the goal.
Oh, there you go. Free kick to be taken. We haven't seen too many free kicks given up by Portmore. They've given up goals, And who will take it? Looks to be Tyreek Wilson.
He has been known to score a goal or two in the major league.
Yeah, they've left him alone, so he will take it. Maybe we'll just want to curl it to the left. There's a wall. There's Wilson. Wilson! That was not a bad effort. Beating Sean Paul, who was going one direction, and a late swerve taking it to another direction. Just over the bar.
It was a wonderful effort. The trouble is that he didn't put the curve on it. He hit it flat. I'm wondering, did the goalkeeper get a hand to that? I think it left him. Well, it took the reverse curve like Roberto Carlos.
Yes. And I think referee Parchment has said, well, we've seen enough here for the first 45 minutes. There are the Molynes players coming off. Happy bunch. And there are the Portmore players, and you can tell I wouldn't say the agony of defeat, because there's still 45 minutes to come, but the agony of being 2-0 down to a promoted team. And there's the statistics that matter.
Well, they haven't played well.
Ryan Brown scoring in minutes 23 and 34. The highlights package coming up, so you can have a look at what happened in the first half. And then we'll just want to have a look at the things that went on in the first half. But Ali, this Molynes team has started impressive. Here's a look at some of the things that happened in the first half. There was the start with referee Parchment taking it. Both teams coming out. And they are the teams in the meeting and greeting at the start. Referee Parchment, after a little wait, saying he's seen enough. And very early on in the piece, Molynes United showed their intent. That shot from Ryan Brown went wide, but he would have scored later. But he's showing from that early in the game that he's here to have a crack at goal. And this is Nelson, maybe the next best player on the field, making a pass to the right. This could have been an opportunity for another goal, but the shot by
that should have been the first goal.
Yeah, Nelson hit the goalkeeper straight on. And then Portmore United there staving off. And this one was the first goal. Look at the two centre halves, completely beaten, as that pass was slipped nicely through by the number 8, Wilson. And then look at that for a pass. And then look at the finish. So let's get it between the two centre halves. And that too was some celebration.
It was a technique that was beautiful about that. If in the replay you should have seen the ankle and the toes of Brian Brown.
And then here's Nelson twisting, turning, getting a chance to reel off the left-footed shot. And has dragged it wide. And then here is the second goal. Look at the pace of Brown as he got there before the goalkeeper.
It was weighted beautifully for Brown.
Yeah. He has some pace, got there before the goalkeeper. And shooting, and again another celebration. He's taking a chance in rolling around on what can be tough Jamaican pitches. And Portmore really never created too many chances. And that one from this could have been L.A. Lewis just going by. And here are the statistics for the first half. Shots on target, Molynes United 4, Portmore yet with any shots on target. 2 off target for Molynes United, 2 of course went in. 5 fouls created by Molynes, 3 by Portmore. Neither team, interestingly enough, had an offside. They had a corner each. 1 yellow card going so far for Portmore, who had the greater possession, 54-46. Ali, we're going to a break in 15 seconds. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, the game is playing out the way that I thought it would. Portmore is trying to play the beautiful game, and Molynes is trying to put the ball in the back of the net. The name of the game is who scores most goals.
All right, so there it is. The first half coming to an end. Portmore United down, leading, well, trailing to the newcomers, Molynes United, who have played impressively so far. We take a break for halftime action. Ali McNabb and yours truly, Orville Higgins, will be back for the second half.
And now that we have started, that love just feel your body. Like, come and give me some more. Go up, up, up,
good feelings to back at the top flight football in the country.
It's a great deal for the club and the community, you know. I think this is something the community has been looking forward to.
We had the backing of the community. A club like Molynes have rise to the National Premier League. It brings a new energy for the community, especially for the youth. You know, it gives the youth some hopes that there's a future.
We have quite a few youngsters in the team that I think will definitely surprise the country. And hopefully to join even the national under 23.
Just like any other team in the National League, we are here to play positive football.
Attacking football, most definitely.
For a new club, and I would advise any new club that come up, when you go to the National Premier League, you have to blend your squad with experienced players.
I think I have a really great team.
The experienced player would bring the guidance for the young players.
Because we have some additional players that will bring strength in some very key areas.
That is absolutely superb.
To get players with top quality, you have to negotiate.
We have some key players that we had to bring strength into the team, like Kemar Silva, Devon Hodges.
Well, Hodges is my son, you know. Yeah. Yes, it's my son.
We're trying to bring some energy and, you know, higher pace and more tactical plays.
We are well prepared. Well prepared. Players go straight up to manager. We are well prepared for the National Premier League.
We are definitely here for the title.
We are happy to be on CVM TV.
You have to come out Monday night to see the surprise.
What a head, son! What a head!
You know, it was 2001, 2002 when Arnett Gardens won the double. It's even longer since any team has won 3 times in a row, so we are excited and it's a new challenge for us to try and complete.
With a pure, clean swing of that right boot.
It's more exposure. Last year, you know, it was just one Monday night game each week. Now, majority of the games now will be showing live, so it's more exposure for a player who want to be professional out there, you know.
Hitting a long one, and it's gone in! Amazing!
I want the fans to come out and support their team in numbers, you know. It helps when you are at the venue cheering on your team, you know, it gives them that extra momentum to go.
What a hit! Well, you take a tap in these circumstances.
We don't get that when you're watching in front of the TV, so just come out and give your support each and every game.
I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen on a football pitch.
In this football story, the Three Rock Sports team is ready and in high gear to bring you coverage like never before. It's the 2019-2020 RSPL Red Stripe Premier League. For the first time in history, there'll be 5 media giants bringing you up-to-the-minute football news, coverage, scores, highlights, commentary, entertainment, and of course the schedules. Now recently at the launch of the RSPL, stakeholders were out in their numbers to kickstart what will be epic. CVM Sports commentator Orville Higgins was there, and let's catch up with him for the highlights.
Now you are maybe the face behind Three Rock now. In a few years, 3, 4, 5 years, where do you see this entity going and what impact this conglomerate of media houses will have on Jamaica's football?
Well, I don't know about to be successful at everything, but certainly I will try my best at everything. I certainly see this group continuing and moving on to other sports, other leagues, because I think it's the kind of multimedia platform that's applicable to most of the leagues in Jamaica. I've always felt that sports is a business, and the potential for countries like Jamaica is, you know, it's one of the 3 things that we're just good at. We're good at this natural beauty, which has spawned the tourism industry. We're excellent at music, that has formed, you know, we have our own genre, and we're just innately good at sports.
How important is the Red Stripe Premier League as far as the development of Jamaica's football is concerned? How important that things go well at the Premier League level?
Well, of course, the Premier League is our premier competition. And I know for sure, for example, Monday Night Football has such an impact on our local communities that when I'm going home on a Monday night, when football is being televised, the streets are empty because everybody seems to be home watching Premier League. When I'm in the Caribbean islands, people go home to ensure that they watch Jamaica's Premier League. So this is the kind of impact that the National Premier League has on our local audience. So we are just excited at the prospects. I am very convinced that we'll have a very good and properly organized premiership.
Goalkeeper of the two-time defending champions, Portmore United, with a big smile. Are you happy that Portmore is in the position to go the three-peat this time around?
Yes, I'm happy. You know, it was 2001, 2002 when Arnett Gardens won the double. It's even longer since any team has won 3 times in a row. So we are excited, and it's a new challenge for us to try and complete.
All right. This year there's about 4 or 5 media houses that will be covering the Red Stripe Premier League, so it's going to be bigger and better. How do the players feel about it?
It's more exposure for a player who want to be professional out there, you know. Top coaches and top teams to see them perform and make better opportunity for them.
I don't think I've ever seen a newspaper getting involved in this massive way in local football. What is it that prompted the Observer to decide to join the team in the coverage of RSPL this year?
Well, we were invited to join, and the moment we got that invitation, we didn't hesitate. And in fact, our premises are used now as the headquarters of Three Rock because we really wanted to demonstrate that we are prepared to make that commitment to this particular project. And this is a project really that is just not a one-off. We see a lot more possibilities beyond the coverage of football, so that the bringing together of these entities into the banner of Three Rock really opens up the possibilities of going after a lot more entertainment, information, sports, content. You know, there's a lot more content we can go after, particularly with the sports.
So you were Jamalco, you know Veer. How do you feel to be back amongst the big boys?
Feeling elated, you know, feeling very elated. It's a lot of hard work we have put in, and it has been paid off.
You came out from the lower leagues, spent a little while, and then you're gone again. What will you do differently to ensure that Veer this time stays a little bit longer in the top flight?
Football is now a business, and we have to get more business oriented in the football now. So we're gonna do a thing a little bit different. We get younger players, get a contract for a lot of them to go overseas, and the sky's the limit.
Molynes is in the Premier League for the first time. First of all, how do you feel to be going to be mixing up with the big boys?
Okay, it's a 3-year process that we started about 3 years ago. The first round we got beaten into the semi-final, and then we regroup and come back. But it's a good feeling, and I say it is a white community that we're representing, so it's a good feeling to represent that community base.
But thank you, Orville Higgins. It's RSPL Monday Night Football, a PLCA product fueled by Red Stripe, produced by Three Rock, the football story where every single match is an experience.
Football GPS. Controversial.
Be very careful what you say. You're going to retract it and say you don't know if it is factual, but it is your understanding.
Insightful.
They chose to move on, you know, we chose to stay.
A place for champions. Breaking football barriers with analysis like no other. Football GPS. Live on CVM TV Tuesdays at 9 p.m.
Up in tomorrow's show, Cook Up Creations will be showing us how to create a salad for breakfast.
Sounds awesome. For our youth forum, we'll be discussing what do youth want from the workplace.
And then our teeth Zablox will be bossing a song.
And lots more. So come shine with us. Same time, same place, 6 to 8 a.m. here at Sunrise.
Hashtag see me at Sunrise.
All righty then, so good evening again and welcome to the second half action of Red Stripe Premier League action between Portmore United and Molynes United. There was a shot of the Molynes United coach, Elijah Sims. And there are some Portmore players, Roberto Johnson and L.A. Well, I keep saying L.A. He's really Andre Lewis. And they can't be too happy. They are 2-0 down, the defending champions, and there's the happier team. They've looked fit, they have looked hungry. And Sir Ali McNabb, they have looked businesslike.
Well, you know, where my thoughts are is like the great Jose Mourinho. He's known for changing a team around in terms of their mentality and their fortunes with his halftime talk. What are we going to see? What can we expect from Portmore? I'm sure they're a much better side than they have displayed here today, Orville. And I'm really wondering what changes they would have made to bring about some life into their side. As you saw the Molynes side, they were warming up pretty well.
All right. They've made some changes. Here's the kickoff. And Portmore United.
Well, they brought on Tevin Shaw, who is another experienced player.
And they've taken off
Wellington Ryan.
Yeah, they've taken off the substitute. They've taken off Ryan Wellington, so they've taken off a centre half.
And gone with a forward.
And they've gone with more attacking power. So it's not a decision that will surprise you. When you're 2-0 down, you really got to throw caution to the winds. So it's Portmore United who will try to get this half going, but that one will be cleared away by Frankson. In fact, not fully. Here's a chance for, well, good work that from Frankson. Has been good in that centre half position. But Portmore with a chance. No, good defensive. Well, not quite. The header away by Seavright. So Portmore has come out and has looked busy. Portmore actually has made 2 substitutions. So the number 5 is out. So that is Ryan Wellington is out. And the number 17 is in. Cleon Price is in, as well as Tevin Shaw and Thompson. Well, Wellington and the number 7 is out. Looks to be Siegel Knight gone. But here is the ball at the other end of the park. And it's a long clearance that from Molynes United. Here is Portmore with it at the back of the park, all the way back to the goalkeeper. So here's a ball upfield. Again, just to the other goalkeeper. You get the feeling that Portmore is going to be playing a little bit more direct. That's one of the things that they feel that they can improve on here in this second half.
Well, it was interesting what they've done, Orville.
Yes.
They've actually taken out a centre half and dropped the one of their midfielders into that centre half position. They've thrown on a forward and an attacking midfielder, which is expected.
Yes.
And what's going to happen from there? Well, we're looking. They've come out in an attacking mode. And I think Molynes has to weather this storm, because pulling one back early by Portmore will only give them some momentum in going forward.
Well, they've started better in the second half. They've won for themselves a free kick here. And let's see what they'll do with this. This one is floated up towards the box and headed away by Seavright. And Portmore will continue to come, looking a little bit more businesslike, a little bit more purposeful, but this could also work against them, because here's another opportunity. It's slipped to the right. That's a good ball, that. Siegel Knight not Siegel Knight. That was, looks to be Wilson with a pass that didn't get where it was intended. Long ball downfield. This time, some good work by the Portmore defense. Here's L.A. Lewis trying to find Ronde Smith up front, but Smith can't get there. And nice ball inside by Shekloud. Here's substitute Price. Move to that field. Portmore has come out as we expected them to, Ali, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more.
Well, Price came in the midfield. You remember we were looking for a holding midfielder, somebody who has some vision, somebody who has some movement. Well, Price is coming to fill that role. And, of course, they brought in Shaw, who is also a goal scorer. Will it bear dividends as we look at Baby Gardner? He's a worried man.
Doesn't look happy, does he? Now, here is Portmore. And again, the ball is given up. As here's Nelson trying to wheel his way through. He's fouled. And the foul by Price there, the substitute. Big number 15. And there is Nelson just trying to wheel his way through. There was not a lot of intent there in the attack, but Price wouldn't allow him to bulldoze his way through.
And that's what's needed. Right now you need to disrupt that rhythm of the Molynes side. They're playing with too much confidence right now. And I'm trying to put on my cap as a coach now, the opposing coach, or the one that's down 2-0.
Hodges loses it. Here's the other substitute, Tevin Shaw. Wins a foul, takes it quickly. And Lewis. Now Shaw. Wasted. Too far ahead. Ricketts couldn't get there. Rossana Ricketts.
Oh, well, the energy of the Molynes side.
Alrighty then.
The energy of the Molynes side, Orville, is something to admire.
They look a very fit team. Full of running, if nothing else. And here's a...
And they play for each other, which is what is exactly what is happening.
Here is Tevin Shaw now to the right. As Portmore again with another long ball upfield. It's too much for Allen. Takes a tumble for his effort. Can't miss Courtney Allen. That blonde-headed figure.
Well, he didn't want to fall and mess up his hair, you know.
Really hasn't had the best of games. He's business-like, but hasn't been allowed to play.
But you know, ironically, Orville, he has been perhaps the most dangerous of the Portmore players.
Here is lines again. That's Rakibe Farquharson who makes that pass. Lewis with it. Here's a chance for Portmore to do something. Comes back to substitute Shaw.
They certainly are looking better.
Roberta Johnson loses it. The ball going in the other direction. Now here's a chance for Portmore. They're doing a better job of keeping possession and coming forward. And I know we've said it, a little bit more urgency. Shaw up front looking to find the blonde-headed Allen. Allen can't get the ball to fall nicely for him.
Again, it was the size of the centre half. He was able to use his body well against Allen just a while ago. Played him on the negative side, and Allen didn't know how to handle that kind of muscle that was being put on him.
Yeah, if Portmore is going to get a goal, you'll feel that he could be as good a candidate as any. Allen there in your frame. He's been very busy up front in the second half. And here's the goal kick. The heads go up, still not settled. And here's Shaw. Certainly has looked very organized in the middle. Seems to be getting a lot of the ball. Nelson can't keep it in play. And Portmore gets the throw. And up front to Allen again, doing lots of work down that left-hand side. Cleared though by Seavright. And another whistle. More whistles coming in this second half here, Ali, as the two teams not really giving the other team a chance to play.
Well, it was always going to be a physical game if I were the coach of Portmore, because Molynes was having too much of the ball. They were having things much too much their way, and you need to disrupt that rhythm. And I think Baby Gardner has done that. The two changes that he has made has been very effective. The question is Allen going to be able to deal with the physicality of the centre halves of Molynes?
But the part of the thing is, the number 20, Ronde Smith, who is supposed to be their target man, he's found himself can we say out-heighted? Because the Portmore, the Molynes defenders are very tall people. Here's a chance again for Nelson just to start a little build-up at the back. It's a long ball downfield, can't find the other Nelson. And Ricketts will take the throw for Portmore. He finds substitute Price. Allen can't get to the end of it. Seavright will muscle it away again. They're asking Allen to do an awful lot. The referee Parchment says, not quite, young man. Let's get the play back. And there's
you mentioned Rondell Smith, Orville.
Not seeing a lot of it.
No, I think he's hiding from the fray, if I want to use that term.
Here's a ball up front. And outside it goes. Portmore can't get a shot off. Good defending. Here's Shaw. I've been impressed with him since he's come on. He's marshaled the middle of the park quite well. And another throw to Portmore. They keep pressing here, Ali.
I like what they're doing. They're not going to roll over and take the 2-love. They have some pride. They are the defending champions. They need to do something.
Yeah, they keep coming, and that was the other substitute, Cleon Price. Looks busy and rather.
The midfield needed some energy, and those, as you said, you're impressed with Wright.
Yeah,
he has come on and has certainly made a difference.
With Shaw.
With Shaw, I'm sorry.
Right. Here's a corner kick, floated up, and nobody from Portmore could get ahead to it. And here's a shot from distance. And could this be catching them on the counter? This could be dangerous. Nelson it is. Well, the ball just not falling for him. Running down that right-hand side, needs help. Pulls up. Goes to his left. Can't find Hodges. And Allen it is now who will boot it over the other end. It's a good ball that for Rondell Smith, who finally gets a touch. But look at where he has to come for it. Good control that by Allen. And Price. Now he comes back out, back header from Seavright. L.A. Lewis trying to muscle his way past. Good defending. Patrick Shekloud boots it down. Some action in the middle of the park. Portmore down the left-hand side. Here's the cross. Allen! Can't get the shot off, and the referee felt he pushed this man in the back.
Well, they look a lot better. There's some urgency. They want to get at goal. What I'm really picking up from all of this to Orville is that it doesn't appear as if they practice this type of game, which has that high speed, high intensity. What they're used to is the ball being rolled around on the carpet.
He was across from Russell, and Allen just couldn't get to it.
He's hiding behind the centre half. Here's an opportunity, though.
Rondell Smith hasn't seen a lot of it. Comes inside. Oh, that was some good defensive work by Frankson, who's looked good in that centre half position.
Well, he's using every inch of his 6'3".
Oh, there you go. Here's Nelson for Molynes. Looks up and boots it long downfield. Too long for Rakibe Farquharson.
What you're having there too is that Devon Hodges is an up and down player. He's not a lateral player. And this was the difference when Brown was on the field.
All right. Portmore getting a little bit more of the ball in the danger area. What will this be? It's a corner kick. And we've had 12 minutes played in this half. And it's all Portmore here, Alec.
And I like it. It makes for an exciting game. Molynes was threatening to take over and really blow it out. Imamaya said that if there became a third goal, the game was going to, be something else.
Corner wasn't the greatest. Rousseau with a cross inside and headed away. And Portmore, you feel, and just stepped up the level of intensity in this one. Long ball. And little foot race that between Wright.
I'm missing Brown.
Yeah, he would have added some more excitement up front, but we haven't seen Hodges whatsoever, his replacement.
Well, I said it earlier. Hodges is an up and down player. He was never a mobile player at his best.
Seems look pretty calm there, coach. But I haven't seen Hodges. Why isn't he more involved in the game here, Ali?
Because he's not given the lateral movement that Brown gave. Brown came from the wings and positioned himself. You see where he is between the two centre halves? He's not providing any play.
All right, but here's a chance for a shot by Shekloud. No, he doesn't shoot. Why didn't he pull the trigger? This could be a shot. Oh, that was muffed by Nelson.
I can't believe that. He didn't even hit a defender.
He's looked good in the first half, but in this second half, oh, that was a muff shot. Just didn't get the laces behind it.
Well, I've noticed his technique. He's a dribbler. He's always in a dribbling position, never in a kicking position. And again, he doesn't have the confidence to fire the shot at ball, you know, put his foot into the ball.
Yeah, not really seems to be a great kicker. There's Portmore on the build-up again. Oh, that was careless. Maybe Gardner might wanting to be tearing his hair out. You're 2-0 down. You don't want to give up easy throws like that.
Yeah, that's fancy nonsense.
Fancy nonsense, you call it.
You do that when you're 3-love up.
Not when you're 2-0 down. And a shot there at Nelson, who's really worked his pants off in this game so far. Here is some action in the middle of the park. Portmore from the back again. They've looked a different team. As I said, where was this Portmore team all along? Here's a long ball coming up towards Smith. And again, Smith just not getting to the end of the ball. Oh, how's that? For quality defending by Frankson. He's looked a peach of a centre half in this game. Up front towards Farquharson. Now it comes back out for Johnson. Shaw looking for Allen. Allen's control wasn't the greatest. Tries to bully his way down the wing. Well, he keeps possession. Is he fouled? The referee says yes.
Well, you see the confidence that has crept into the Portmore, into the Molynes side. I mean, when your centre half is doing what we just saw, those movements.
Allen there.
You said it earlier, no, Orville. Allen has been given almost an impossible task. All those centre halves are agile, very athletic players, and he doesn't seem to relish the physical side of the game.
Yeah, Russell with a, not a corner kick, but a kick just beside the corner flag. He'll curl it in left-footed. Too close to the keeper. That shot, they're asking for it. Not with the greatest of convictions.
Counter-attack, he's going to let Hodges go.
Hodges spoons it over towards Farquharson. Farquharson, no, it's dispossessed.
That's ridiculous. He had the play on the right.
And Portmore couldn't build an attack of their own. The substitute Cleon Price that time around just had to settle for the throw. That's Shaw. I'm impressed with Shaw. He's done a very good job at being the man in the middle to pull the strings.
He has taken charge, and that's what the Portmore side needed. Nobody took charge in the first half. The question I think Baby Gardner must be asking himself, why did I not start him? Because he looks the part.
Yeah. And here is Shaw again. Look at him pointing. Portmore United in this half having more of the possession, 56-46. Here's a chance. Oh, that was slipped up front. And they just couldn't work their way through. And at the back of the field,
Hodges just doesn't have the mobility and the guile that Brown has.
Looks unimpressive so far, truth be told. Here's Portmore. Price it is. Twist and turns. Oh, he was hoping to find Courtney Allen, but Courtney Allen didn't. That's Price. Courtney Allen didn't either read the run or the pass was just too far away from it.
Well, what is happening to Allen is that Allen is supposed to stay on the wing and work himself in. He's not prepared to do that.
L.A. Lewis slips it outside. This could be a chance, but again, good clearance. The centre halves of this team, this Molynes team has been good. Steve Wright and Farquharson whistle on the play. Two players going down. Might have been a clash of heads there.
Yes, there was. And this could be very, you know, spell trouble if Shaw is out. Because he has been the main difference.
Yeah, himself and Patrick Seclude. And here's the incident. Both players going for the ball, and yes, oh my God, it looked even worse in slow motion there. That, Ali, is why I don't play football. I played a little cricket. You stayed 22 yards away and you did what you had to do. Not clashing your head against another player. Both of them having to go for the ball. Now that's some.
But you know what's wrong with that,
my
though?
Goodness, is he bleeding or is that water?
No, that's water.
That's water.
Yeah, they're tougher than that. But none of them protected themselves. That's what I didn't notice.
You're sure that's not blood, Ali? I'm sure I'm seeing. Look at this. It was a horrific clashing of heads. Look at the two of them. Bam! My goodness me. I don't know if I could. If either there's a concussion protocol now in cricket.
Yes.
That once you get that kind of head injury, you may take no further part in a game. That was. Well, both players just banging heads into each other.
Well, the Molynes players is the one that has gotten the worst of it. And you're right. I see some blood on one of the. You know, so your eyes are a little better than mine are.
Maybe. This is. I don't. And you can't blame either player. They were both going for the ball. So none of this is intentional. But I don't know who bumps head with somebody intentionally.
Again, you're taught in the game how to protect yourself. And Shaw actually protected himself a little more. Your arms are not to flail. Your arms are there to protect you. And you must know how to buffer that challenge that is coming like that just happened. But the game, as you can see, that there's going to be putting on a bandage. Is he going to be allowed to play that way?
That's Shaw, as you said, been very instrumental. And
I think Portmore could ill afford losing Shaw at this point in time.
That's Nelson coming off to have a word with his coach. Never will know what Coach Sims is saying to him.
I'm extremely impressed with Nelson in midfield.
Yeah.
His vision, his control, his calmness. I mean, if this guy could kick, oh, he would be the complete player.
Yeah, is he covering his mouth again so that nobody can read his lips, or does he have a mouth problem?
Exactly.
This is blood, Ali. This doesn't look good at all. This is, I don't know why are they patching him up? He should be taken home, hospital, something. He looks the worse for wear. That doesn't look like the face of a player who wants to continue to play. And I'd be very reluctant to play against a player with blood gushing all over him like that. They're trying to stop the bleeding.
Well, if it's bleeding as bad as that, that means it needs suturing. You know, they have to sew that up.
And the other player, Shaw, is getting up. There are two players with bandaged heads. I don't know. It just looked the type of clash that will be having a serious headache at some point tonight. My God, that was dangerous. Now, Seclude not getting up. Well, now he is.
The problem with Seclude...
Look at this again, Ali. Describe this for us. Hey!
Well, Seclude went in with his arms open, so he was exposed. And
look at the concern on the bench here. The minute it happened, they got up. So
of course.
They knew that this was serious.
Yeah, the experience teaches you that. That was not easy. I'm not sure that's...
Seclude
should continue. The look on his face when they were bandaging him, he's in distress. Shaw is in a much better position.
Yes.
I think Shaw can continue. That's not going to be a problem.
Will they continue with Seclude here? Patrick Seclude.
How important is he to the team? I don't know. I think he's being taken off.
Yeah, he's playing at the top of midfield for them, and he hasn't really had the greatest of games. Shaw, I think, would be more missed. The game has restarted, by the way. And let's see what substitutions will be made. Here is Rosario Harriet for Portmore. This team certainly has looked better in this half. Ball up front to Ronde Smith, turns well. Can he find a room to kick? No. And here's a missed kick. Allen! No!
That's your friend Allen. He had the opportunity. He found himself free for the first time. Didn't have the calmness to put that ball in the back of the net. The defenseman had terrorized him so much. Look at this.
Terrorizing Smith. That was a missed kick.
That's what I'm saying to you. It was a missed kick. He found himself free, but he was waiting to be hit because the defenseman had put that in him. All he had to do was be confident, take the goal, and take the hit that was going to come.
All right.
But he was more concerned with the hit than scoring the goal. That didn't come.
All right, so here is a chance for Farquharson to go down the right-hand side. He's dispossessed. Portmore on the attack once more. Rousseau comes back inside. Good defensive work that time from Nelson, who is showing his worth on both ends of the park. Substitution for Molynes United. I don't think Shekloud will be coming back. Tajahid Dixon is the number 9. He's come on for the injured Shekloud. So let's see what difference he can make. Ball in the middle of the park. And it is Shaw, as you said, wasn't the worst off for that clash of heads.
No, he got touched, but it didn't hurt him. He still has something to contribute in this game.
Over to Allen, but they are attempting to find Allen. It's Portmore again. Not the greatest of tackles. Portmore has a free kick. Price was fouled.
The game has become a little physical, and I anticipated that because Portmore had to disrupt the the rhythm of Molynes. But now Molynes is getting into the physicality of the game, and they're losing their cool.
70 minutes gone. They're basically, one would think, now just playing for the whistle. They get a goal fine, but they don't want to give up any of the two that they've got.
Well, the momentum, if Portmore should get a goal, would shift their way and makes for an exciting few remaining minutes of the game.
Here's the free kick from Portmore, floated to the back post. Oh, that was a poor kick.
Wasted ball, sir.
Straight through to the keeper. I hear that you used to bang them, Ali.
Well, I came from an era where you know how to kick the ball.
Tahahi Dixon, the dreadlock Tahahi Dixon, the substitute. And he loses the throw. One thing I've seen from Rastafarians, whenever they come on in the Red Stripe Premier League, they're always very fit.
And full of energy.
Full of energy. I've yet to see a Rastafari, let's say a player with a lot, that comes on in the Red Stripe Premier League and is not full of running. Here's a chance for Nelson down the left-hand side. Tries to put it on the right boot, or tries to go back on his left, then tries to find Hodges, who's playing for a handball. Couldn't get that call.
He has no confidence in his left foot. That's why he didn't go down the line, which would have been the right play.
Well said. And here's this one coming over to Thompson. Here is Price. Now comes to the back. Shaw. And there's a chance, and we understand that Patrick Shekloud, Sir Ali, has been taken to the hospital.
Well, the blood
which doesn't surprise me. I saw from the minute that he looked groggy, he looked disoriented. Certainly looked the worse for wear. And here is a corner kick. Allen doing some determined work.
Well, he was caught offside, so all of that work. But there we see Shekloud going. He didn't look in the best shape. That knock on the head, we'd better take, and here we see Shaw.
Himself now may be suffering from complications from that same head injury. I just think if you have to bandage up a player and he looks like that, you take him out. It's the first game of the season. You don't want to, I don't know, that clash of heads just looked rather ominous, and we did say that he maybe came out of it for the better. But he himself is now struggling, and I wouldn't be surprised if they take him out. He just went down. Similar to what we saw with Darren Bravo in the test match this morning. He got it from yesterday, came out this morning, played one shot, and then had to be taken off by ill effects from that hit to the head. And this could be what has happened to Shaw.
Well, again, I like to use my boxing analogy.
Yeah.
when you get so many blows, you can go on for another few minutes, and then all of a sudden, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happening to Shaw. Shaw wants to play. His heart tells him to play.
Yes.
But something else is happening to him. And if I were the coach, we got to take him out. And I think this is common sense.
Yeah.
You have to take the health of the player into consideration.
It's unlikely that he'll be coming back. In the meantime, 74 minutes gone. Molynes holding on. Portmore desperate to get a goal from somewhere. And at the ball at the back of the Portmore half, Rosario Harriet will boot long, asking Courtney Allen to get there. Allen can't get there. Rousseau can't get there. It's cleared away.
I think it's safe to assess the game in the sense that Molynes has a much more compact, organized, and decisive defense than Portmore does. The adjustments that were made at halftime is just made to keep the game at 2-love, rather than that effort looking as if Portmore is going to equalize. You don't feel that energy.
No, you don't get the sense. Well, certainly for the first few minutes in this half, they did look the part, but the goal's not coming. There's Hodges. Hasn't really impressed in the time he's on the field so far. He replaced the man that scored twice and really hasn't added that same sense of impetus. Here's a chance for Rousseau. Well, he didn't shoot. And at the clearance, this man has played brilliantly. That's Franks in the center half.
Yeah.
He's been confident. He's been decisive. Hasn't put too much wrong. And has been one of the main reasons why his team has stayed in the game. Number 26 will be coming on. That is Hartley Barnes. And I'll tell you who they've taken out in a little while. Here's a ball that the goalkeeper has run on to Bablander Evans. Eating off a few seconds off the clock.
I think Hartley Barnes is replacing the injured player, which is...
He's come on for Shaw.
Yes.
Yeah, he's come on for Shaw. So both players in that clash of heads have had to leave the field, which is no surprise to me. Here's a chance for Portmore to get this one inside. Oh, that's a poor cross. Let's see if Portmore can pull the trigger here. Get the room through this resolute defense here, Ali. Here's Hodges, twists and turns and manages to find a teammate. That one will come over to the right. Decent control that by Farkas. A one-time pass up front. He's asking for some running here by Wilson. Wilson gets inside. Wilson, where is he going? Here's a chance for a shot at goal.
Well, the Dread came on. The Dread had the glorious opportunity to be a super sub and failed.
Portmore has to be careful that in their quest for a goal, they don't give up one. But speak to us about what we've seen here, Ali.
Well, the game is petering out to be a Molynes win, simply because Portmore has not shown us anything as if they have any idea how to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Allen seems to be their main man, and he seems to be goal shy. He doesn't relish the challenge that is up there. The kind of challenge that we saw Brown was willing to put himself into. We don't see another player. Even Hodges for Molynes doesn't seem to have the kind of running and intent and commitment.
This is the time when Wilson went down the right-hand side, pulled the ball back for some reason, didn't take the shot. Dixon got it. And the goalkeeper in between man and goal.
Dixon knew he was supposed to kick. He just doesn't have the ability to kick.
Well, another player has gone down. Rousseau takes a tumble. And a little word being exchanged. Farquharson saying something.
Well, I think Farquharson is saying, I didn't do anything to you, but we saw where he stepped on the toes of Rousseau.
Lucky not to at least get a talking to. This one is floated up inside the box and headed away. And whistle on the play for offside. Time running out for Portmore.
Yes, there's so much confidence in this Molynes side that they believe that they can not only win this game but really make a mark in this game.
All right, so another player takes a little tumble there, and Portmore will start an attack of their own again, pushing it up to Barnes, the substitute. He couldn't get there, and that's a long clearance downfield. And the ball will come all the way back to Sheldon McCoy. And Portmore will try again. They don't seem to know where the goal is coming from. Here's Rondé Smith. Can Rondé Smith finally do something? Pulls it back for a chance. The ball comes all the way over. Here's a shot. Oh, that was poor. So it is.
Is there another adjective that's worse than poor?
You tell me, Ali. What do you make of that shot to goal? Well,
he knew he was supposed to kick.
Yeah.
But he was not in position. He didn't apply the proper technique. He just kicked the ball for whatever reason. And that was disappointing, because not at this level of the game. And this is the Premier League. You have to be showing much more control and much more composure than that.
Here's Dixon. Comes back inside. Finds Nelson, who's just dropped off in midfield a little bit. And this will come over towards Farquharson. Farquharson takes the first touch. And then down the wing to Hodges. Can he keep it in play? He does. Comes back outside.
And they're doing the right thing. They don't need to get any more goals. What they need to do is run the clock.
Thompson to Nelson to Dixon, the substitute, all the way back in defense. So it's not a bad idea here, Ali. Keep the ball.
No, that's what it is.
It's called managing the game, is the term.
So true.
Portmore now will. Oh, that's a poor pass from Russell.
This is a centre half that is having a good run. Oh, and he tried to do it alone.
Yeah. Kamar Seavright picking up the ball out of defense. He has looked brilliant along with Frankson in that deep defensive role. Here's a ball over to the right to Allen. And Allen in a battle with Keith Wright. Comes out second best. And game becoming a little antsy here, Ali.
Well, I mean, I think emotions are coming, embarrassment. I think what we are not hearing, but I'm seeing little comments that players are giving to each other.
Yeah.
And it's bringing out a little bit of emotion.
Goalkeeper just lies down on it for a while. Bob Lander Evans. That's the substitute, Barnes. And goalkeeper now just rolling it to his left for Nelson. Nelson started in that attacking midfield role, but has just dropped off to play a little bit more defensive with their team 2-0 up, and just about 8 minutes on the clock in regular time. You don't blame him.
Oh, well, if truth be told, this is a really poor performance by Portmore team.
Yeah, except for maybe 10 minutes in the second half when they came out full of running, but they did not look great.
And it's not just about the goals. I'm talking about the construct of the team. We're talking about the inventiveness, which the creativity which is missing. In other words, you look at the side and you say, what are they about?
Yeah. All right, here are they again. They may say they're about trying to get a goal from somewhere. Here's Johnson on the left-hand side. Beats his man. Could this be a reply from Portmore? No. Nobody could get to the end of Johnson's cross. And here's Dixon now. Seems to be a little crowd favorite. That's a good ball on the outside. Comes to Hodges now. Hodges has dropped off deep and has gone up front to Tyreek Wilson, who comes in the middle. It's a good ball that for Nelson. And what can Nelson do? Nelson doesn't kick well.
He doesn't pass well either.
Well, certainly not on that occasion. Here's that, well, you wouldn't call that a shot from the other Nelson. And it's to me like this Portmore team has just maybe run out of gas here, Ali.
Run out of ideas. They haven't yet run out of gas. And when you run out of ideas, it can be very frustrating.
They may not run out of gas, but the red light is blinking.
Well, they certainly are running out of time.
Which means that the gauge could go. Here's Dixon. Dixon is dispossessed, but the crowd likes him. Why is it that every time a Rastafarian player goes on the field and the crowd seems to like him? I think Ali will be going across the field for the post-game interviews. So I'm left all alone to take you through for the next maybe 6 minutes or so. Ali will be talking to both coaches at the end of the game. No doubt will be, well, we can't say yet. I'm being told that I shouldn't worry, I should be able to hold it down. Let's hope so. Here is a ball that's looped up towards the middle of the park. And no whistle on the play. Portmore with an opportunity now to do something. Price forced to come all the way back to Harriet. Back to Price. Oh, well, back to L.A. Lewis rather. Now Harriet now booted up front. And just can't seem to get past the defensive unit of Molynes. We start an attack in their own right. Nelson down the left-hand side for Hodges. Will he come inside? Yes, he does. Scoops it over. And Wilson, can he control? No, that's not Wilson. That's Farquharson. Oh, that's cleared away. And it's put back in by Thompson. Well, didn't put back in. He attempted to put it back in. And the ball will run all the way to the Molynes goalkeeper, who starts the action pretty quickly. Really just passed the ball, giving it away. Here's Portmore. What can they do? It's all the way over. They're hoping to find Barnes, but it doesn't get to Barnes. And here is Nelson down that left-hand side. And he gets ahead of the defenders. Oh, he slips. Just loses it. And here's Dixon. The Dread, as he was dubbed by Ali. Molynes United in possession once more. And they're just bouncing it now in the middle of the park, clearly playing for time. Here's Wilson showing some energy and impetus down that right-hand side. Now he spreads it over to the left. Now the cross comes over. Headed away though. Here's Rousseau for Portmore. He loses it. And the ball with Lewis, who rolls it over to his right. Ball put up front. They're hoping Randy Smith can get to it. Maybe a battle between Smith and Wright. Smith. Well, Smith doesn't get to it. Maybe a throw for Molynes United as we're in the dying stages now. They say it's never over until the fat lady sings. Now, one would suggest that the fat lady now beginning to clear her throat. Here is Hodges. What will he do? Well, he does absolutely nothing with it. He was a prolific goal scorer in his day, once scoring, I think, 10 goals in a game for Rivoli. It doesn't look like scoring a goal here. He holds up an apologetic hand to his teammates as if to say, yeah, I know that didn't look great. Just over 2 minutes of regular time. I suspect that we could have maybe up to 5 minutes of stoppage time after that horrific head clash between Shekloud and Shaw. Here's the Molynes team just playing out of their own defense. They look such a business-like team and could create some problems in the league. Here is Dixon. And again, the crowd likes it. Whenever he touches it, he squeezes it to start for Hodges. It's 3-0. Hodges finally scores. Some hard work by Dixon down the left-hand side. And passes it to Hodges. And watch the dance and shaven ball. Well, you would quickly want to forget this. And it's 3-0 now to Molynes United. The defending champions are being embarrassed here at Alnwick Gardens, really. Shaven Sean Paul looking like a broken man. And Hodges is saying, well, I did it. He owes a lot of that goal, though, to Dixon. Look at the hard work by Dixon. Just easing off the defender, making the cross, seeing Hodges, the goalkeeper, saving Sean Paul. And this is Dixon. Just eludes the challenge of the defender, slides it across the goal. And Hodges, first touch good, second touch goal. And, well, David Gardner would not be a happy man. His team has not looked great at all. There he is, Kevin Deere, a former national and Portmore player himself, looking in a rather pensive mood. And I think we can now finally say good night, sweet prince, to the defending champions. And say, well, congratulations are in order to the new team for whipping no less than the defending champions here at home. Now, unless Portmore can score 3 goals in record time, we'll tell you how many minutes will be added on. 3 minutes we are seeing. So Portmore will have to score 3 goals in 3 minutes to be in this contest. 2 goals from Ryan Brown and 1 goal from the man who replaced Ryan Brown in Devon Hodges has seen this Molynes United team really just decimating Portmore here, who did show a little fight just at the start of the second half. But truth be told, it has been a rather lackluster display. Has looked very mediocre team. And if you didn't know who was who, you really couldn't tell who was the 2-time defending champion and who are the newcomers. Portmore, truth be told, have been outrun, they've been out-hustled, they've, not look as fit. They've really just had a game that they quickly want to forget. Ali McNabb is standing by somewhere to be talking to the 2 coaches as soon as this is over. And another substitution to be made by Molynes United. Out comes Wilson. And I'll tell you who has gone on for this Molynes team. Jermaine Reed it is. He will not spend a lot of time on the field, is Jermaine Reed. Here is Molynes United again. Ball is played over to the left-hand side to the goal scorer Hodges. Hodges comes inside to Nelson. Nelson says, well, we don't really want to score anymore. Let's just bounce it around, have some fun. Let's not embarrass the defending champions. And maybe that's the intent at the moment. Just to play it around. They've come all the way back defensively. In fact, the goalkeeper now will have a touch. And this is what you call beat and teach football. You score 3 on the defending champions, suffering the ignominy of going down 3-0 to a first-time team in the league. And then having scored 3 goals, you really don't appear to be wanting more. Clearly, Ross Dixon didn't read that script. He still looked businesslike. But Portmore now just can't wait for the final listen. They've been thoroughly outplayed. And that final whistle can't come quick enough. Thompson. Down to Farquharson. Now Nelson. Up front to the other Nelson. Comes back to the next Nelson. And then referee Parchment has put Portmore out of their misery. And Devon Hodges there, ball in hand. There's a prayer from the Molynes United goalkeeper. Thank you, Lord, for making us start in this rather impressive manner. And there's the meet and greet from the team. It has been a good performance. Portmore United didn't offer much, truth be told. But it was a good display by the Molynes United team, who have sent a strong message to the rest of the team in the league. And There's a team meeting and just having a greet with each other. Lejasu Sims there, the happy coach. And they should be proud of themselves, this Molynes United team. And they've certainly done well here. Now we'll be giving you a little look at some of the things that would have happened in the game so far. And here's some of the highlights in the game. This is the first goal from Brown. Gets it just between the two defenders and really just powering home for his and Molynes United's first goal. And Ryan Brown wasn't finished. And just a look at that again. Look how he took the ball nicely between the two centre halves. Great pass that from Nelson. And whichever way you see that, that was some goal. First touch was good. And blasted the right-footed shot past the goalkeeper. And this now is the second goal. Dixon doing some good work and just squeezing it off to the advancing Hodges. Look at how Dixon just eludes the defenders, just holding them off, and Hodges goal poaching, timing his run to perfection. And then that was the straw that completely broke the back of Portmore. And there are the statistics. Molynes United, 5 shots on target. Well, 5 shots, 4 of them on target. They committed 11 fouls to Portmore's 6. Interestingly, no offsides for either team. How often do you see that? Molynes United with 1 corner, Portmore with 3. And the 1 yellow card in the game was given to Portmore United. Interestingly, both teams shared the possession. And those were the statistics. The one that matters most, Molynes United 3 and Portmore 0. We should be joining Ali McNabb in a minute now for a chat with the two coaches. Ali, are you ready for us?
Thank you, Orville. Not the start that Portmore wanted. And who do we have with us? The coach? Bibi, you must be an unhappy man. This is not the way you penned it out.
No, definitely not the start that we would wish to have. But I think that's the worst game you will see us play for the season. It's still early doors, but I must say that Molynes came and they did what they did to win the game. We didn't get out the blocks. We tried to catch it back in the second half and try to push a lot of players going forward, but we just didn't get it going. And by doing that, we get caught in the end and they get a third goal.
The question is, what happened? Because I'm sure you prepared them the way that you should. What happened to the team? Because, as you said, they didn't get out of the blocks.
I think we came out here and we take the opponent too lightly. And at this level, you have to give your opponent the respect that they deserve. We have to come out here and fight for what we want. At the end of the day, 2 teams come out here and it's 0-0. And if we want to make a count on the game, we have to come out here and play the game like it's supposed to be.
Well, good luck, and I hope you've gone back to the drawing board. Don't worry. Portmore lost the opening game last time around.
Yeah, definitely nothing to worry about as yet. As I said before, it's still early doors. We have a lot of quality players here. We believe in our group. We'll go back to the drawing board and try to get it right next game out.
Thank you, Bibi Gardner. But guess what? Portmore didn't get it right, but Molynes got it right. And with me is the coach. Simo, everything went well tonight. What is your impression of the performance of your team?
Well, and I have to congratulate the Molynes team. They played to instruction, and you see they played to instruction, and it brought, victory for us, joy to the Molynes community. So we have to just lift right after the players, they come out and carry the instruction that was given to them.
What did you say to your team prior to the game? You're playing the defending champions, 2-time defending champions. You must have been nervous. It's the first game in the big league. What did you say to them? Because they came out right on top of their game.
Well, as I said to the players in the dressing room, I said, we have to come out here and earn the respect. The respect not going to give us. They're not going to give us the respect. We are a new team. and we have to go out there and play for the respect. And that's what the boys come out today and did.
And the 3-love scoreline, you must be a happy man.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they have played to instructions. And they was given some instruction and they followed the instruction to the T, and it rewarded. They got rewarded, you know, so we have to just lift right after the players, and I want them to just continue to work hard and bring forth positive results.
Well, congratulations, and we look forward to more stellar performances by Molynes United.
Thank you, man.
Well, guess what? My old friend Devon Hodges is around. Devon scored the third goal tonight, and Devon, it's good to see you back in the fray, and it's good to see you scoring goals again. How did you feel tonight about the performance of your team and your performance in particular?
Thanks very much. I must say great performance by the team. I think the young players tonight, they did well, exceptionally. I think the coach did a good job over the past 2 months. You know, I think he talked to the players, he worked with them very well, and I guess this is just the hard work paying off right now.
So you look forward to more victories like this and more performances like this? Because it wasn't just about scoring the goal, it was the manner with which you won the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think we just have to go back on the training field, work hard. Okay, you know, this is just the start of the season. The season is young. We just have to just keep our head, keep focused, because it's a young team. So we just have to just do the right thing and come back again next game.
And I'm looking forward to more goals from you in the future. What about yourself?
Well, personally, I'm just trying to get my fitness up. I'm trying to help the team as much as possible. It's a young team, as I said, so with my experience, I think it will be great.
All righty, thank you so much. We're going to hand back over to Orville to do the wrap for us. It was a wonderful evening at the Tony Spalding complex, and it really is great. Thank you so much for being with us for another edition of Monday Night Football.
All right, thank you very much there, Sir Ali McNabb, and that is just about it as far as our Red Stripe Premier League coverage is concerned. And just look out for us here on CVM Television. We'll be doing it for the duration of the season. We'll be carrying maybe 70-something games live, and we'll also be having highlights of the other games as well. Also look out for it on Ready TV and on KLS ESPN Radio, and you can turn to the Jamaica Observer as a conglomerate of media houses. They have joined together to bring you Premier League football this year. All that's left for me to do now is to put a cap on things. Orville Higgins on behalf of Ali McNabb and the entire crew here at Arnett Gardens. We return you to your respective studios.
That was RSPL Monday Night Football, a PLCA product fueled by Red Stripe, produced by 3 Rock. The football story, where every match is an experience.
You know what's sweet? The new pack Sweet Living Summer Promotion. Win great prizes. Send in 5 new pack labels. June 30 to September 21. See the press for details.